Hi, beautiful soul. If you found this message, then your life is about to change. I'm sensing a huge transformation is coming through, and let's take a look at the energies of this big shift in your life. Wow, the Hermit. It really feels like you're coming out of your shell after a long time of introspection, of a reevaluation of your life, of your sense of purpose, of what brings you meaning in life, of what fulfills you, of who you are. For a lot of it, this might be after a long time of self-discovery process or a long time of just planning and kind of like just like thinking about the next steps and trying to find the information or doing the research or just like gathering the details and the information on the next steps for pursuing a goal, for making a huge important decision as well. So I'm sensing like you're about to come out of your shell. You're about to be starting to take action. So if life felt up until now, or you've been through a period in your life that felt more like the Hermit energy and kind of being more inwards, drawing inwards all your focus and being really focusing on what is going on within you, doing the inner work, healing, as I said, planning your next steps and accumulating, gathering, the info, the details on the next steps. I feel like now you're going to be entering this phase of taking action, of putting yourself out there, of like expansion, but it's coming from a place of taking initiative, taking that first step that you so much planned for. Maybe if it is something that you've been debating, a decision you have to make, I feel like you're finally going to be finding your confidence. You're going to find the inner strength to be finally taking action, to be pursuing your goals. And I also feel like the energy is gaining momentum for you. Okay, and it feels like you're also gonna have the opportunity to feel like it's now or never, to feel like it is about time and there is no better time than now to take action. Okay, for sure, with the High Priestess, it really feels like you've been in that cocoon, kind of hermit mode that I kept saying, right? Where you've been focusing a lot of your energy into healing any wounds, healing any limiting beliefs, right? And focusing on gathering your inner strength, focusing on healing, as I said, focusing on like finding your emotional stability and finding yourself again, connecting with yourself more than ever, connecting with your intuition. And I feel like there's a lot of clarity. Okay, with the Knight of Swords, there's also clarity, like mentality, speaking, like mindset. I feel like your mindset is going to be so much more stronger. There's going to be so much clarity, so much more determination, like knowing better what you want. I feel like this change is coming through as you're going to step into this new phase of your life where you're no longer going to like overthink or try to gather information or try to be in this kind of healing mode. It's you already being healed, and you already, of course, like healing, I just want to mention that of course healing is going to continuously happening. Like it is not a one and done type of thing. Like we always continue to grow and evolve and heal. But I feel like you've done a lot of that healing, a lot of that inner work, which is going to translate in your life into a lot of awareness, being more mindful, being more grounded, and having more clarity. That is the key. Having more clarity about where you want to be heading in life, about the decisions that you have to make, about the kind of life that you want for yourself, about the kind of partner that you want for yourself, about the kind of job you want to pursue or career you want to pursue. Also, I feel like you're gonna step into this new phase in your life where there's gonna be so much more alignment. Like you're gonna feel more aligned and literally feel like you're on the right path also that you're exactly where you're meant to be. And I feel like this next chapter is going to be all about pursuing, with clarity and with clear intentions, what it is that you want in life. Like, going for that job interview, because now you feel confident. Now you're going to know what exactly you want. You're going to be starting that business. You're going to be posting that video. You're going to be starting to go, on, like castings or whatever. Like, you're going to be literally starting, like taking that first step, but it will just feel effortless. It won't feel forced. Okay. And it will feel aligned. Okay. So hold on. We've got these two cards just like remaining on the table, and you have the 8 of Cups and 5 of Swords. And also here you've got these two cards with the Knight of Pentacles and 8 of Swords. It really feels like you're about to leave something behind. Okay, you're leaving the old version of you behind. You're shedding off all limiting beliefs, old routines, mindsets that are no longer serving you and no longer aligned with this new version of yourself that you're becoming, that you're stepping into. Okay, and I sense that a lot of you watching this, you've been having some sort of obstacle, okay? Some sort of blockage. You've been experiencing some sort of blockage, either a mental blockage due to limiting beliefs, either feeling stuck because of focusing too much on old wounds, on the past. Maybe for some of you, it's like you've been standing in your own way of not being confident enough, or not feeling like you had the clarity, feeling stuck because like you couldn't literally see what exactly that you want to be doing further, and therefore you couldn't be taking intentional action. And I feel like that is changing, okay? You're leaving that behind. And I also feel like you're no longer going to be wasting your energy on battles that are not worth it. Like, you're going to be very mindful and very careful, shall I say, but it's more like mindful and like also, like prioritize certain projects, certain people, certain connections, certain habits in your life. You're going to cultivate what truly is fulfilling and helps you grow and progress and evolve and thrive. And you're going to be releasing the old battles that are not worth it and were holding you back. I also sense that you're going to be stepping away from any type of drama in your life, and you're going to be starting taking action towards what truly is meaningful to you and what you truly care about. And I sense that that is going to bring you a lot of money, a lot of abundance, a lot of stability. I feel like if these mental blockages and limiting beliefs were around the idea of wealth, of prosperity, of a certain career path, or the stagnation was, and the confusion and the feeling of being lost was in terms of like career or what type of job or a business, right? I feel like you're leaving behind that blockage and you're moving forward in alignment and attracting money so much more effortlessly. So you're going to be taking action. You're going to be starting, taking those first steps. But those steps are really going to bring you also so much money. I literally feel like you've been crying for too long over the past, over the spilled cups that you cannot go back in the past and change, anything about them, but you can learn from them. So this is exactly what I'm sensing is going on in here. You're learning from the past. You're taking what it's meant to be taken, and you're releasing what is no longer worth dragging along. And therefore, I feel like you're finally going to be seeing the opportunities that are right behind you, like right behind you. Is just a matter of where you're shifting your attention. And I feel like you're going to be shifting your attention towards the positive, towards like what you can do, what you can take action towards, what is worth your energy. And with the King of Swords, it feels that also you're going to be so much more assertive. Again, we've got the clarity, we've got the wisdom, we've got the mental understanding, like the clear understanding of who you are, what you want in a partner, in career, what you should be doing, like accumulating experience of what steps you should be taking in order to fulfill and succeed, let's say in a business, or like literally just no longer sitting and gathering the information, but using that information in order to create your success. Okay. And again, going back to being assertive, I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to resonate also a lot. This message that you're going to be feeling like your life changes because you're no longer going to be putting up with people and situations again, like no more drama, that are draining your energy and are literally not fulfilling you in any way, not benefiting you in any way. And I feel like you're not gonna be scared or like feeling bad to say no. You're gonna start saying more like no, basically, and protecting your energy. I feel like that's also something that a lot of you need to hear. Let's pull some oracles and see what else we have. Illumination. Yes, so you, my dear, are going to be finding some sort of clarity. You're going to reach to some sort of revelation, especially with the High Priestess. You're going to be in tune more with your intuition, feel that inner guidance coming through, those, that clarity, those insights, right, coming through in stillness, in solitude for the majority of you, or by stepping back from the drama. Wow. Can you see that? You've got action. And we started the reading like this. That is time for you to take action. And I feel like that is what's going to also change your life so much, because it's literally like kind of, starting the momentum and keeping the momentum going. So action is going to be really important for those of you watching this message. And again, it's important to gather all the information. It's important to like heal and to reflect and to take proper action with clarity in mind. And I feel like that's exactly what you're going to be doing. Oh, opportunity and openness. There is an opportunity coming in that is going to change your life. It's going to be the opportunity for you to take action, okay, with clarity, and you need to remain open, okay? Be open in order to see the opportunity for what it truly is, okay? So make sure to keep your mind open, to keep your heart open, and to not resist in the face of opportunity or change. Okay? All right, my lovelies, this was your message for today. I'm sending you lots of love and blessings. Take care. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.